Hello, my people. Charlie, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has issued a warning to all those who has been putting out there hate speech. He said, "We are coming for all of you. We will come for all of you. No matter where you are, we will come for you." Charlie, this is big Andoh Studio, and this is what they happen. Your favorite show on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure please you subscribe to the channel. You put the channel on post notification so that any video I drop, you'll be the first to watch the video. My name is Big Andoh. So Charlie, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in a press, said this to anybody out there who has been putting out hate speech. When you go on social media, there are people that they just come on social media, they just take camera. Right now because of the new media, everybody obia a blogger, obia a TikToker, obia obia your phone, obia your camera, be no the scene so. The person on Kebiano ahead of Waka. Some people even go to the extent of insulting the president. Some people go to the extent of even threatening the president. Some people go to the extent of even threatening our security agency, which is very, very wrong. It's very, very, very wrong. I don't know why people put hate speech out there. Recently, there's a Muslim sheikh. There's a Muslim sheikh who was talking about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, was talking about his teachings, and he said a whole lot of things. I don't want to even go into it. He said a whole lot of things that was very, very bad. That was very, very bad. Very, very bad. So I don't know why people just put camera on their camera, sit down, and all they can do is put out a hate speech. All they can do is put out a hate speech because it's very, very bad. In fact, you see, very, very bad. If you go on TikTok, young boys, young girls, they just come on TikTok on their phone, on their camera, sit down, and they will be threatening someone. They will be saying this. They will be insulting elderly people. They will be putting out hate speech. They will be like Charlie. See, there is nothing wrong with you wanting to start a new media. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a blogger. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to be in the media space. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, the content you put out there, make sure the content that you put out there is educative, or the content that you put out there is content that is going to bring it's content that is going to help, not negativity content. Obeying content is so negative, like no more negative. That is why His Excellency Mahama has released this press, warning all those people to be very, very careful. To be careful of what they put out there. That they should be very careful of what they put out there.
The National Signals Bureau now has the technology to use your IP number and find you wherever you are. So I'm sending a signal to Ghanaians that we can find you those doing those hate speech and things. We'll use your IP number, we'll trace you. And when we trace you, we'll deal with you under the criminal code for inciting violence and disturbance of the peace. But I believe that beyond that, we must start making regulation for this new media because it's unregulated. And so anybody just takes a phone and says, "Oh, this plane crash, I wish that so and so had been the one in the helicopter and had died, and dwarfs have eaten him in the forest." I mean, why would you say something like that? And so we need regulation for that new emerging media. But in the meantime, the National Signals Bureau has been given the full authority to track down people who do that kind of thing and bring them to be sanctioned under the criminal code.
Because you cannot just sit down just because when your phone and your camera and your lighting be and your 30 megabytes binty, you just come online and say whatever you want to say. So according to His Excellency, he said, in fact, when you do that, don't think we cannot find you. We can find you. Video now, and you have an IP. They will use your IP address to trace you. He said right now, the National Signal Bureau has a tech that we can use to track you wherever you are, wherever you do, whatever you say. We will see. Baby, I will show you. You cannot see. Some people even just come out, put out false news out there. Though, who's rather like a whole president, you can come out, say something that you know is not true about the president. People come out, they say like tarnishing words about the president. Oh, what tell you no live no. Friend me na nkwa ope. Friend Bayana, and when they arrest them, you see people, oh, I don't think the president, they have to arrest someone who insult the president. I don't think they have to. You don't think then? Did the person think about the aftermath of what is going to happen before the person put out the video? You cannot just come out, tarnish someone's image. In fact, even some people, even say a president, even if it's the president you want to talk against, some people go to the extent of talking against the president's wife. The president's wife, what has she done to you? What has she done to you? It's like some words that they can use for it's very, very bad. Mr. Recently, even they shake. I wanted to do a video about that. But what I will say, so I have to hold my words. Because if you can come out and, bring this teaching out there, that if someone should insult the Prophet Muhammad, the person should be dying. Like then, why would you say that? Why would you even say that? Why would you say that? Please watch that video too.
Who obey you Muhammad and Tam Biarano? Ujuma ya chiwa yanku inte wanono wallahi ukunwa wa yeboni yabata maka se police phone mechimi wao ai wallahi tallahi ukunwa obe kwa aljanna wasimisi wallahi tallahi ukunwa obe kwa aljanna men fa se abada chiwa tum onyano akunu ase wadi konsheni Muhammad atam Islam sum shishaya nyame ashisha to ono obe biara obe du konsheni Muhammad atam bia munya no abunkunu munchaniti.
Why would you say that? Even here in Ghana, how many people insult the Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him? How many people does that? Ghana is a peaceful country. Let us manage the peace that we have. Because if you go online, you will see different hate speech. Different people are just there putting out hate speech, defamation, insult to people. Like Obi Okrapa on here, and if you cry, Wafaka like no do what them. Wafaka man no do what them because when ya megabyte kakrebi, when ya megabyte ka when ya gigabyte kakrebi no cassette yaw. It's very, very bad. That's very, very, very bad. As I said, Ranadi said the National Signal Bureau has a tech. And see, you cannot hide. They will trace your IP and they will count for you. They will count for it. Especially, people who does that? The people who don't have anything. When you catch them, your family will come online. Yes, Rabino. Yes, Rabino. Yes, Rabino. Yes, yes, Adieno. Online. Hate speech. Dang. Yeah, brother. What the hate speech is so the kawaii. Let us say good things about the country. Let us say good things about our leaders. See, and yet it is not by force for you to compliment the works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We understand opposition, skirmishes, antis, we understand that. But what you say, freedom of speech, but your freedom after what you say is not guaranteed. There is freedom of speech, but your freedom after whatever you say, whatever you put out there, is not guaranteed. So watch whatever you say. Not because they said freedom of speech, so that means you should just on camera and say whatever you want to say. You cannot just on camera and say whatever you want to say. No. I know what kind of man they will count for you. They will count for you. I've seen TikTokers being arrested. If when you go to Senegal recently, I heard they arrested 3 TikTokers who spoke against the president. Me say, there is nothing wrong with you wanting to be a blogger. There is nothing wrong with you trying to create your own content. There is nothing wrong with you even maybe speaking against the works of the president. There is nothing wrong with you coming out to criticize that. I know the idea, there is nothing wrong with that. But to the extent of saying it is like threatening the president, are you not scared? Who's radio? Are you not scared? People even have the vigor, the vim to even threaten president. Hey, over me 50 years, I can never do that. If you give me 50 years, I can never do that. To come and sit down and threaten, hey, Master, I know where I'm coming from. When I'm whining, you be me. Or the phone no wine. Let me come and threaten the president. Hey, I can never do that. What will I get from coming to sit down to put hate speech out there? What will I get from that? Say, we will all come and sit down, bash the government. Say, I know the idea is our right, and we can speak about that. But don't let it be personal attack. Don't let it be personal attack. Some people own this personal attack. They attack the president personally. They are like his family. They use abusive words on the person and the president's family. It's not like the president question. There are people. These are our celebrities. People can just say anything they want to say about them. Things that are not even true. Things that are not even true. Now you're true. I'm saying, "Unya chiyo mo pe yesra ba ini bebe." Uchiyo mo sisi yesra ba ini bebe. Ina you people know where and can yashe na nka ada na they are arresting them. Charlie. The best thing is, why don't we put a stop to hate speech? Why don't we put a stop to hate speech once and for all? Once and for all. How can someone give teachings of say o cassette here obi a yen twa o team fio o cassette here obi a yen ye o sei woni nyoma nko amaka fa Yesu Kristo ho woni nyoma nko amaka fa Jesus ho what say Christian ni bi ametan aka say e na o kasa fa Jesus ho munye ni sei da. Sometimes sometimes some people in some religious community make people get things to say about them. It's not all of them who think that way, but some people in it. Very, very bad. Seriously. Very, 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 very bad. Just let's watch how we talk. That's all. Guys, Charlie, so that's what I have for you. Right now, no. This is coming from the Excellency. It's Excellency. If you put out any hate speech, they will use your IP to track you, come for you, arrest you. Arrest you. Know that and have peace. As simple as that. Charlie, my name is Big Andoh. This is Big Andoh Studio. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You put the channel on post notification so that any video I drop, you'll be the first to watch. Guys, I'm out.